The SmackDaddies!
Hello, friends, and welcome to your SmackDown review for The Hub. I am Brad the Dad, and riding shotgun with me is my tag team partner, Greg. No, wait, Greg's not here this week. This is a speed run because, you know, it's going to be a very short episode because this is the episode where nothing happens, right? Wrong, because something did happen on this SmackDown that was very important. But before that, let's be honest. You're only listening to this because you always listen to this. And I'm happy you do listen to this every week, but we are all missing Greg Father Feltham. I wish he was here with me today. Now let's get to the SmackDown review here. It's time for the SmackDown synopsis.
This is your SmackDown synopsis.
And this whole show is brought to you by the Hub Sports Entertainment Network, where we talk about all the wrestling things. And hopefully somebody will do a post show with me next week, this week. The show's tonight. I'm looking forward to it. I'm going to go polka hunting, get some exercise before that. But in the meantime, let's talk about SmackDown. The first thing that happened was that Jacob Fatu is in the back screaming because Jey Uso got taken out. I mean, I guess this is the way to fix what happened with the Elimination Chamber, where Jey Uso wasn't supposed to be in the Elimination Chamber. And they're going to blame Drew McIntyre, who comes out to the ring. Cody does his big hero entrance. This leads to all of the wrestlers being in the ring. We're going to be in the Elimination Chamber that we have so far. This includes Randy Orton. This includes LA Knight. This includes Trick Williams. This includes, he's getting bouncy, Javon. This was great. I enjoyed this. But the best line of this whole thing was, apparently Bruno Mars put Trick Williams in one of his songs. So Trick and LA Knight fight outside of the crowd because, you know, whoop that trick means that LA Knight said, okay, and punched him. And poor Javon gets RKO'd. Good match. Going to be a good chamber tomorrow night. But I didn't think you needed to see this, so it's time for a cut. Next up, we get into Kathy Kelly talking to Tiffy and Asuka, and this leads to a match later on with Kairi Sane grabbing part of Tiffany's outfit saying, "You look like jellyfish." That was really funny. And then we get into the fact that I can't skip commercials, apparently. Thanks, Netflix. That didn't make this go longer than it needed to. And then we have the Greg Father Feltham match of the night. We have Uncle Howdy versus Solo Sikoa. This goes like 20 minutes, Greg. You owe me a big one for watching and sitting through all this. And then at the end, Uncle Howdy wins because he wears out Solo Sikoa's thumb, so he can't use his finisher. And then he crawls out of the ring, crawls towards the lantern, and then the MFTs destroy him, which means this match will continue. This match is going to continue, Greg, so you know what that means.
Send them to Raw, send them away. Greg's had enough for today. Not one more match, not one more show. Please, Lord, just let them go.
I can't believe this feud is going to continue. Greg's going to have an aneurysm when he hears this. So we end up with this feud going to continue, and this show somehow continued on. I didn't turn it off. More commercials. We get a recap of the women's title match. More commercials. Jacob Fatu and Logan Paul both walked into the arena, and both of them have decided that they want to have in on the chamber, which probably is going to lead to the match, which it does lead to the main event match, which I'll get to in a second. So Jelly Roll is out in the crowd. Chelsea Green is on commentary for Tiffany Stratton versus Asuka. Nope. Kairi Sane is going to be the substitute. This match basically is highlighted by Tiffany Stratton wrestling really well with Kyrie, Chelsea calling her tacky time, but eventually we have a crash to the outside. Kyrie has taken out all of the fire, and then when Chelsea gets into it with Chelsea Green gets into it with Tiffy, somehow it ends up with Chelsea getting taken out because of a flying Kyrie, and Tiffy comes back to the ring, takes and wins. Your girl Chelsea won, Greg, but that's the only good thing that happened here. This was totally skippable. That wasn't just me saying totally skippable and me fixing that and not editing myself out. Every time I come back to this, I just go, what was I thinking watching this show? So Miz versus Oba, this is funny because Miz tries to talk his way out of this match, and Oba says, you want to be like the Undertaker, because Miz says, I could be like a locker room leader to you, like the Undertaker. And he says, the only thing I see in front of me is a dead man. And despite the fact that Miz counters Oba a couple times, he gets hit by it with a fall from Grace. And guess what? You didn't need to watch this either, because of course Oba won. We have a scene in the back where Dragunov won't answer the open challenge, but Carmelo has one, and it's Matt Cardona. Matt Cardona comes out, and he hits a Rough Rider about halfway through this match, and of course he should win. No, he doesn't, because the first 48 is hidden, and yeah. So Matt Cardona came back to WWE. Why? To lose. I hate this. Greg, again, you owe me one. So we have the crate there, and the whole tag team division's hanging out. And yeah, they're being explained to how they can watch this show through ESPN. Candace pushes Johnny through the scene because he's Johnny Depressing. And even though R-Truth's funny, and Kit Wilson comes in and calls them toxic because they are, the only thing that was toxic about this was me sitting through. I think I'm the one that's becoming Johnny Depressing at this point because this show was literally killing me. Candice LeRae comes out versus Jordan Grace. This is actually a pretty good match, but the whole match is overshadowed by Johnny lying on the desk because as soon as Candice makes him mope out to the ring, and then at a certain point he just wanders off, which distracts Candice, and Jordan Grace hits a German suplex, pump handle, slam, pinning predicament. Sure. I love Jordan Grace. I love Candice LeRae. I love Johnny Depressing, but I'm the one that needs the antidepressant.
He used to be Johnny Wrestling, main event blessing. Now he's laying on boxes, looking depressing. Tag partner gone, spotlight fading fast. We want classic Johnny back. Hey, bring the fire, bring the hype, bring the fight. Not sad hoodie Johnny every night.
Okay, so more about AJ going to the Hall of Fame. Cody walks into Jacob Fatu and he wishes him luck. Then Sammy's there. He shakes Cody's hand, and Sammy basically questions whether Jacob attacked poor Jey. And I'm not really understanding why, other than this showing the slip into madness that has become Sami Zayn. This was actually an interesting story beat. Maybe one of the few things in the show I would say go back and watch. We then have our tag team title match. Io Sky, Rhea Ripley versus the Irresistible Forces, Nia Jax and Lash Legend. So the first part of the match, Io sells. Then Rhea gets tagged in. Then she gets beat up. And then she sells. And at the end of the match, it looks like our tag champ's going to pull it out. Nia Jax is hit with a riptide, but she's not the legal competitor because there was a sneaky hidden tag. And Lash Legends hits the Lash extension, and she wins her first ever WWE title. Lash and Nia are now the women's tag team champions. This was great. This is a great match. You can go back and watch this for part of the pre-show, but it did not make it worth sitting through 3 hours of SmackDown.
Yeah.
Speaking of depressing, Charlotte's in the back eating ice cream, and she's sad that she's not in the Elimination Chamber, but she's fine. And then we have the other women's tag team, Julia and Kiana James are there with Alexa they're not trying to cheer Charlotte up. They're trying to make fun of her. And then Jade comes in and says, oh, some of you are my competition. Some of you aren't. I don't know where this is leading, nor do I really care. They're probably going to be in the tag match with the Bellas at WrestleMania. Sure, that's fine. We then have the MFTs mouth off about the situation with the Wyatts, Greg. And guess what, Greg? This is going to lead us to the Wyatts and the MFTs some more. And in the meantime, the tag teams are going to actually get a match. So we're going to get a new number one contender for the tag titles. Wow. It only took almost 2 months of 3-hour SmackDowns to remember we have a tag division.
Please send them to Raw, send them away. Greg doesn't want to watch today. He's seen enough, he said his vow. Please send them all to Raw right now.
This is not going to be fun the next few weeks, dealing with Greg being that upset. So, great. We're going to get to our main event, which is Jacob Fatu versus Logan Paul with what's left of the division with Austin Theory. This match is pretty good, actually. At the end of this, we have this incredible handspring elbow by Jacob Fatu. Kind of in the middle, actually. Let's get to the ending, though, because at the end, the masked man tries to interfere. He's unmasked. He's some nameless guy. I hope this isn't the end of this storyline because it's silly. Then Logan Paul gets attacked. He gets dropped. Jacob Fatu is about to hit the mightiest moonsault, but nope. Drew McIntyre cracks him with the title, and Logan Paul catches him. Logan Paul qualifies for the Elimination Chamber, and Jacob Fatu has been screwed over by Drew McIntyre again. I have no idea where all this is leading. Probably to a WrestleMania 3-way, 4-way, 5-way, 27-way. Who knows? WrestleMania tickets are down. They need to come up with something cool. At the end of the day, this put Logan Paul in the match, and that's probably the only thing you need to know about this match, other than the fact, yeah, I don't know. I guess it was a good match. I guess?
Yeah.
So the only thing you need to know from SmackDown is the fact that Logan Paul is now in the Elimination Chamber, which fills out the men's spots, and that we're going to have an endless feud with the MFTs, probably with the Wyatts all the way until middle of 2027. Sorry, Greg. And yeah, that's it. Check out the main show this week, The Draw, which has a great breakdown and a very fun way to do it with the game show that breaks down the Elimination Chamber and who's going to win and what. And other than that, Greg hopefully will be back next week. He's on special assignment. He says he's coming back, but if I have to go find him and hunt him down like I'm a bounty hunter, well, then that's what I have to do. For your SmackDaddies, I am Brad the Dad. And for the Hub, I am Brad the Dad. And hopefully somebody's going to be riding shotgun with me next week. If not, well, I'll see you next week anyways. Goodbye, friends.
The revolutionary podcast in sports entertainment. Father Greg and Brad, the dad bless you all with the lovely tales of Friday night, SmackDown and beyond. Go to the outer limits of your mind with the SmackDaddies. Go to the outer limits of your mind with the SmackDaddies.